way back from Tri-Cities, Washington. Says I'm about 100 miles to the east of basically where I'm going, Parkland. Seattle, Tacoma, Lakewood, whatever. I want to give people a view. So this trails, so to speak, the van build. I had a previous video that turned out pretty good, but the volume sucked because I had it on speaker through my van. But let it be said, that I'm not trying to make money. I'm not trying to get some big time YouTube thing. However, this is a beautiful scenery. Here would be a great time to do a little bit of conversation talk while we drive down the road, so to speak. This is the 82. Actually, glasses on the 80. Where am I at here? I gotta get my glasses on. I can't freaking hardly say. The 90. I'm sorry, the 90 headed west. And for those who really want to know exactly where it is, you can look at the mile marker. Anyway, that being said, those who want to do the van life need to understand, and there's other guys out there that talk, and women. Well, let's put it this way. I'm not a trust person. And when I mean trust, I mean like a trust kid with money and investments, whose mommy and daddy allows them to drive around the country and not work. So I actually was in the Tri-Cities doing work, pressure washing, and I have a trailer, and it saves me thousands of dollars. Plus, in my last video, which I had to delete because the volume sounded like shit, I had to try to redo it, but it was really good because I was on a good roll. But I couldn't post something that sounded like crap, because I know if I listened to it, I'm like, man, it sounded like crap. I was like 4 minutes into it, like, oh, this sucks. So hopefully this works. Anyway, look at that beauty. I'm going to pull it out. I mean, the idea to be able to drive, or I should say cruise or travel, for a better word. I know I got bugs on the windshield, so I'm going through the wind, or going through my windshield. Anyway, I like driving like this. I'm getting ready to go over to the peninsula. It's basically over there it's just straight west of Seattle, to do some stores over there, some gas stations. Anyway, to get off on that. That's what I did. Well, that's one reason. Well, that's a primary reason why I chose the van life. And make money. Blue collar worker, not sitting on a freaking, 2-foot chair in my van on a computer on a keyboard. Good for you if you can do that, if that's what you really like. I personally like getting out and doing tangible work, like things that can actually be seen, like physically get out there and do things. Production. Anyway, so I'm cruising from Tri-Cities back into southern Seattle. I wanted you people to see this while I get an opportunity. This is a kind of a way to explain a little bit more detail about, quote unquote, the nomad life. Although I say nomad because I'm not going all over the country. Why? Because I don't have the money. I'm not a trust kid. I'm not on the keyboard where I can, supposedly video record or film or capture these great experiences in nature where I can be in my flip-flops or my sandals laying in a cot or a hammock, watching the sun come up or the sun go down while I have cocktails or cook food, or grandiose videos, which are basically nothing more than clickbait. This video is not for those type of people. I actually work, and I've been in this vehicle now, this particular time, I've done it other times too, since February of 21. And you can look at the build. I was in what they call a no build, and it is spoken about. It's probably going to be a lot shorter than the last one I deleted, but one of the topics that I talked about for a few minutes was, if you decide to do it, you need to have a reason. And that reason is one or twofold. Either you're running away from, I don't want to say running away, but you're moving away from something, or you're moving towards something. And they can be both, but what one outweighs the other? Are you leaving? Is something you're leaving more important than something you're going after? Or is something you're going after attract you more than something you're leaving? In other words, pain and pleasure. Like, yeah, I don't like where I'm at. I'm going to go somewhere else, and I'm going to make a different choice in life so that I can leave behind what sucks, basically. Or I'm going to leave behind so that I can push forward to get what I want in life, which is a positive. So there's more positive than negative by doing this type of life, at least for me, and however many others. Or there's those individuals who say, well, I don't like renting an apartment, so I'm going to move into my vehicle. Okay, so when you do that, well, I don't like living in my apartment or my house or my condo or whatever. Why? Sit down with a pen and paper and find out your, it sounds cliche, pros and cons. Why are you wanting to get into the van life or the nomad life? Why are you doing it? Are you doing it as a what they call that, as a what are the word I'm looking for? Like, I've always wanted to try that. Okay, fine, whatever. So you're doing it out of you're doing it because other people have done it and said it sounds great. Yeah, well, remember this. When you watch those videos, man, most of those people that are posting videos, there's a saying, it's called, you're living vicariously through those individuals, and you think that doing this life will bring you the same kind of joy. Those people don't have any really serious joy. Maybe they do. I can't speak for them. I know one thing though. If you're earning, I should say, or generating roughly, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year, and I'd use those arbitrary numbers, some of these people are making those videos, that's all they do. Or they're a trust kid and they don't have to make that money, but they're trying to because they don't really want to work because they're a trust kid, or they got finances, or they got $1 million in the bank. Well, in investments. That's not what this is. I actually go to work. So I hope I hear comments about those who say things like this. Well, you're just jealous. You have to go to work. Yeah, what? Have to go to work? Yes, I do have to go to work. Unlike you that sits on your ass and gets to peck at a keyboard at a campsite somewhere and try to create some dream world for the working people, which are approximately about 90, or I'd say 85, 90% of the people in the United States, and that exempts the homeless effers and the druggies and the mentally ill. I'm talking about people with sane minds, critical thought, with education. Not necessarily college, but yes, college helps. Well, I don't mean you need to have college education, but I've been in college classes, so I have cognitive thought, decision-making skills, and all that kind of stuff. But my point is, when you're going to do this life, what are you doing it for? Are you escaping from something? Or are you trying to run towards something or find something? Doesn't really matter, actually, but I'm saying I'm going towards something. I got in this life, guess what? At my age, which is sad to say, but I'm 50 plus. But I'm debt free. I owe no one. I have no credit cards. My van, I put, since I've owned it since February 21, it's got 270,000 miles. I bought it with 212, and I put probably $15,000 into it, mechanical upgrades. Well, not upgrades, but in mechanical service. All stock. The build I just did, my buddy and I, it helped me a lot. I probably we looked at time and money. Hours. Our hourly wage, well, I'm not going to get into that, but I figured we probably put about a little higher than I thought it would be, but I was thinking 4 or 5 grand, 6 grand. Then we sat down. We didn't put pen to paper like I don't want to say preach, but like I say, I think we did it in our heads real rough. I'm thinking about 10 grand probably. Time and labor. And material. But it was far greater than I ever anticipated. But that being said, I cruised from Anacortes all the way to Tri-Cities in Seattle doing pressure washing work. And we're starting a business. So we've been doing this business for about 23, 24, about a year and a half now. This van saves us thousands of dollars a month because I don't have to do a hotel. And we have locations all across the state. So that's another reason. But the original idea behind the van was construction as a carpenter. And I didn't want and the foundation is I'm not going to pay rent for some property owner so I can make his dreams come true, or hers, or theirs, husband, wife, whatever, or some corporation, so they can put their kids through college and go on vacations 2 and 3 times a year and suck money out of those who can't afford a house and then turn around and then keep them broke. So yeah, I chose to live in this. Do I have bigger goals? Absolutely I have bigger goals. I want to buy a piece of property, but guess what? When it comes time, I'm going to buy cash. Or I'm going to put 50% down cash. Why? Because I'm going to work my ass off and I'm going to travel all around and I'm going to see things like go to state parks, go to the ocean, go to lakes, rivers, while I work. Take a day off once in a while, half days, whatever, go see shit, go look around. I'd fly my drones, go fishing, go canoeing, go hiking, do all those kind of things. And look at the beauty of Washington. Obviously, America is a beautiful country when it comes to the terrain. It has everything from huge mountains and lakes and rivers and dams and trees of all different sorts, makes, all kinds of different land. You can't, when you work an office job, if you want to sit on your little computer in a cubicle, go right ahead. Or whatever kind of career. But who gets to travel? Oh, yeah, I travel. Okay. But check it out. Are you doing it because you want to, or are you doing it because you have to? Do you work for some company that pays for your vehicle? Are you putting up, are you a lineman and you got to go and work 12-hour days after a storm? Or you are a fisherman? Or are you road construction? Or are you a salesperson? Are you doing it because you want to? And are you having fun? Do you like it? Do you enjoy your time? Does someone else own you? Do they tell you where to be and when to be there? If so, you're a slave. It's exactly what you are. Don't tell me, oh, I love what I do. I can do what I want when I want. Really? Really? Okay, then. Because I pretty much can, but I still have to follow a little bit of a schedule. A little bit. But I don't have to. I mean, have to is like you have to. Honestly, in life, you don't have to do shit. You could be a homeless bum. That means you ain't got to do shit. You ain't got to depend on anybody. Actually, that's incorrect. You got to depend on anybody. Yeah, you got to go get food stamps. Then you got to get state medical. Yeah, you're depending on somebody. Especially those that have student loans. Go screw yourself. Because you better pay it back. Otherwise, taxpayer, has to pay for it, so it's not free. But anyway, now let me move on to another subject, and that is, if you choose the lifestyle, you got to think about a lot of things such as this: self-preservation, flat tires, batteries, jump starters, all your maintenance on your vehicle. Do you have money in the bank? Can you afford to get it done? Do you have a tow truck service such as AAA or AAA Plus or AAA Premium? Things like that. Do you have a tent? Do you want to sleep outside? Can you cook? Can you crap? Can you shower? Do you have a gym membership? Who's going to change out your flat tire? Who's going to, do the maintenance on your vehicle? How much maintenance do you need on your vehicle? How old is your vehicle? How far do you want to drive? Do you want to drive from Washington to Florida, or, Tennessee to Texas, or Ontario to Florida, or whatever route or area you want to go to? And by the way, let me interject on this conversation. This ain't just about North America, United States, Canada, and Mexico. It's about worldwide. There are people doing the same thing all around the world. Well, I would imagine. I don't know about Africa and Middle East. But the point is, be prepared. Have the physical ability to pull your spare tire out and actually do it. Unless, of course, you got the money in the bank to pay somebody else to do it, which is crazy. But if that's what you got to do, it's what you got to do. Oh, and by the way, let me put that out there too. Oh, look at this. This is a nice view. This video, or this monologue, I don't know if it's a monologue, but is not about those that have RVs, brand new RVs, A, B's, or C's. I'm talking about to everybody but those kind of people. I just don't, to be honest with you, it's just a personal thing. I don't want to say I don't have no respect. I just prefer not to talk to those kind of people because I think they're kind of stuck up. They have this attitude about how they're so much better. Oh, I got $2 million in the bank, or I got 5 acres or 10 acres or 20 acres of land and property, or I got 3 businesses that make me $400,000 a year and it's self-sustaining. It makes me everything I need. Yeah, well, I'm not going to work for a motherfucker like that. You know why? Because I don't want to be putting him and working for somebody like that so that he can travel the country. Screw that. I'm not doing it. I'm going to travel the country. I'd rather make $25, $35, $40 an hour and have a multifaceted skill set and then be able to get work anywhere in the country. I can wait tables, I can roof, I can set a door, a window, cabinets. I can do sales, I can do phone sales. I can do all kinds of shit. All kinds of things I can do. I'll never go broke. Never be broke. Ever. Can you say that? Can you go anywhere in this country and have a job, and I mean a job, jackass and boss, just above broke, whatever you want to call it? Can you have the physical ability and the cognitive ability to get a job anywhere, to work for anyone at any time? Almost anyone. Almost anything, okay? I'm not an engineer. I'm not a freaking, computer scientist. I don't want to be a manager anywhere. Wouldn't want to do it. Why? Because I want to leave. I got certifications in multiple different facets. Anyway, this is another nice cruise right through here. We're going up the mountain. We're starting to get up into what they call the pass. Now, I've done a lot of travels in my day. Well, I should say a lot. A fair amount. I think a fair amount. At least honorable mention. As we're coming up through the pass, this gas mileage is killing me. This big old van, I weighed it the other day after I got it all built out, 6,800 pounds with full gas tank and water. And I'm pulling a trailer that probably weighs, I don't know, we did pen to paper on that one. I think it was about 800, 900 pounds. So I'm coming up through this pass here at roughly, see 68, 78, roughly 8,000 pounds. So yeah, I'm only getting like 9 miles a gallon. What am I getting right here? Let's see what I'm getting. Oh shit. Sun's flashing back in. I can't really tell. I'm guessing about 9 miles a gallon. Anyway, let me calm down a little bit here. Get on my soapbox about the people, quote unquote, that have money. They don't need to work. This is more along the people that basically are in the middle between the ones that have money and those that don't have any because they don't want to work, they say they can't work, or don't have the creativeness to generate an income of any kind. So, that being said, I saw a video the other day about a guy who he has a van and he does wide, not going to be very descriptive, wide loads, like for, you know, a half of a pre-built house being hauled down the road on a flatbed, you know, things like that. Doing pretty well. But he still has a house, a wife, and kids. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know how you can even have dogs, cats, kids, wives living on the road, but teach their own, whatever. That's why the nomad lifestyle is, I would probably fall into that demographic because of the fact I'm an individual single with no dogs and cats and no kids and nothing like that. Although I will say, however, I have places I need to be. I have a storage unit, a 5x10 for some things. I have a home base or a base camp, whatever you want to call it. And I do have a friend of mine that allows me to use his house address. But I don't get mail shipped there and I don't get packages shipped there. I just use that because the U.S. Postal Service says you need to have a how you put it? I'm sorry, I sound like a fucking eel. The U.S. Postal Service federal law says you have to have an address so you can get a P.O. box. Look, you dumb son of a bitch, the reason I'm getting a post office box or a mailbox because I don't have an address. Well, can't give you a mailbox service unless you have a physical address. Oh, are you fucking retarded? What kind of lawmakers make this stupid shit? Oh, Homeland Security. Oh, hey, hold on. This is a nice view here, too. Oh, somebody said the other day, well, can you do plasma and be on the road? No, you can't. Unless you're super creative. That's a video for another day. Because I've done plasma. Anyway. So I got to get into shortening this up and coming to a conclusion. If you're going to drive, you want to do the work, then it's not lonely and it's peaceful. What are your desires in life? Are you walking away from something, or are you walking to something? Personally, I'm walking to something. I live this lifestyle so I don't have to pay rent. But I'm saving money. That's not the foundation, but I'll put it in layman's terms. I'm chasing the money. This lifestyle allows me to go from Peninsula to Seattle to Tri-Cities and other areas all the way up north and down to Oregon doing work. And I get paid. And I get to travel. And I get to keep my own hours. Well, not 100%, but I mean, I got a little bit of a schedule, but super flexible. And the company pays for my gas. Yeah. Of course, I'm paying for my own maintenance. But a couple times I got a little bit pinched on some finances, and our company, we decided to go ahead and get the company to help pay for some of it, like a couple $1,000s worth, and some tow fees. But that all got handled. All right, well, I guess I better go ahead and conclude this video, even though the current view doesn't look that good. I probably talked enough already, and it's probably getting boring. So, with that being said, I'm going to say this old cliche, I guess I'll see you down the road. I hope you stay safe. I hope you, anybody, men, women, old, young, individuals, safe. And that's another thing too. Get your safety on. Know where you're going to park. Keep your guard up. Keep your personal business to yourself. Seriously. Don't be telling people your personal business. Take care of yourself. Be safe. Have fun. Enjoy life. Enjoy what America has to offer. Take care.